Donald Trump's first term in office. How'd he do? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now in this video I want to talk about Trump's first term as US President. I want to talk about how successful I think he's been, and I'm also going to talk about an important difference that I've noticed that it's important to kind of raise. And that is the difference between Trump when he was running as a candidate in 2016 to Trump how he governed eventually as president. Now before we get into it, please like and share this video to give it a boost. So first off, I want to deal with that difference of candidate Trump versus President Trump. I'm not going to lie, I didn't like Trump when he was running in 2016. And that was for several reasons. First off, he was a lot more further right than he had ended up being as president. He governed a lot more conservatively, which I'm going to be honest, I think is a good thing. I think was the right move. One of the things I didn't like about his campaign was that he did flirt a bit with the alt-right. Although when he became president, he very quickly kind of condemned them. He very quickly disregarded any support that they were giving him, which I think is why the alt-right now support Joe Biden and the Democrats. We know that because Richard Spencer has actually endorsed Joe Biden. Richard Spencer, if you don't know, is the leader of the alt-right. What does that tell you? Now, this is another area I think is kind of important to raise, is that when he was running in 2016, he was saying a lot more outrageous things than he was when he was president. And to be honest though, in this campaign he isn't saying as much outrageous stuff, even though he still tweets stuff that's outrageous quite a bit, which I don't think is helping him. So next up, the economy. Now I think Donald Trump has been very good on the area of the economy, which makes sense. He's a businessman. And to be honest though, his mindset, from what I've seen, has kind of stayed that way. He hasn't really become a politician in his mindset. Now when it comes to the economy itself, the number of jobs have increased, especially manufacturing jobs. The unemployment rate constantly hit record lows for pretty much every single group. Women, blacks, whites. Pretty much every group were getting themselves employed. Now, of course, with the coronavirus, the unemployment rate went back up again because of the lockdown. However, it's coming back again at a surprisingly fast rate. And to be honest though, judging from what I've seen, I think even Trump is surprised with how quickly it's recovering. One of the main reasons for the strong economy is Trump heavily deregulated the economy in pretty much every sector. Now this deregulation and the various tax cuts he has introduced has allowed small businesses in particular to thrive. Small businesses are the beating heart of an economy, especially an economy like the American one. So next up, how's he been on the coronavirus? On the coronavirus, I think it is important to note that there was kind of confusion about who was actually ultimate responsibility for responding to it. Trump made the claim that he had ultimate responsibility, while the governors and mayors of the various states were claiming they had. It's important to fix that distinction first off. Trump is only responsible for the federal response to the virus, to the crisis, while governors and mayors are responsible for the state and local response. Now, I do think Trump did a few good things on the coronavirus, including the travel bans from China and the EU when the virus was spiking there. I do think he did communicate things quite ineffectively due to, I think, lack of knowledge and definitely poor information that was coming from Dr. Fauci and his medical advisors, which definitely didn't help him. I also think that he pushed the economy to reopen a little bit too soon, I think he could and probably should have waited another month or so. Now, I think the reason for this is because he wanted to get back to something he was much more confident in, i.e. handling of the economy. Because again, he's a businessman. That's where he's on fire. That's where he knows what he's doing. So next up, the area of race relations. Now, I think it's important to kind of bring out first that Trump took over a very bad state in terms of race relations, because Barack Obama actually left it in a worse state than he found it when he started his administration. It's hard to tell whether it's improved or not. I think in the community that wants to kind of bring itself up, I think it has improved from what I've seen. But on the other side of that coin, in terms of the emotion in the black community, it doesn't look as if it's decreased at all. Actually, it looks as if it's increased a bit. Now, the strong economy has actually benefited black Americans quite a bit. And also, I think black Americans and that divide is mostly coming from Democrats, from what I've seen, and the polls actually show it, black support for Trump has never been higher, and it's still increasing. And strong black conservative voices like Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum, and Kim Klacik are getting stronger and stronger every day. Now, just to bring it up, Kim Klacik didn't know who she was before she started her election campaign. I've been very impressed with her. She knows her stuff. Also, I think the Black Lives Matter riots are actually boosting Trump's support quite a bit due to the public's rightfully negative opinion on the riots. The support for Black Lives Matter has decreased. So, to conclude, Trump, in my opinion, has had a very strong first term as US President. And I think he has a very good record going into the November election. I think his biggest problem has to do with his character. It kind of makes it difficult for him to portray his message and for people to actually hear him. Because that's where a lot of people, especially those with Trump derangement syndrome, kind of can't get over. They can't get over his character. So you kind of have to get over his character before you can hear his message. And I think a lot of people who go, okay, I'm going to actually listen to this guy's message, see what he's actually saying, take my opinion of his character out of it, and I'll listen to him. a lot of people that have done that, from what I've seen, have changed their mind and gone, hang on, this guy doesn't seem to be as bad as I thought he was. I think that's kind of showing in a lot of the movement of many moderate leftists, liberals, moving their support towards Trump. It's an interesting one. What are your thoughts on his first term as president? Share them with me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear them. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with my latest videos. I think 4 more years of Trump won't be as bad as the Democrats portray it. Although I do think the Republicans need to keep control of the Senate and regain control of the House. Which, I'm not going to lie, I think is possible. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.